those are key things. And I think that the world is starting to understand what that looks like post pandemic, and just looking around and going, okay, people are, I will tell you, the reason I wanted the job that I'm in now is because I walked into a job fair and it was all black HR staff. Never seen that before in my life. So that was one of the reasons I felt included. I felt like they saw me. But people, I look at people's, I go to a website when I'm doing research for an interview. I look at the board. I look at whatever I can see, and I go, if I don't see myself, I may not be there long, no matter what the pay is. So those things are important, and I think that more businesses are growing and understanding that.
So another thing I want to touch on is if your company does not have diversity of thoughts, I really believe you're going to go out of business.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to hit many, many sectors. It's funny because again, I've been in HR since 2008,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember DEI when I first started at all. And then all of a sudden, as a black male, and then a lot of my colleagues are African American women,
Mm-hmm.
we started getting asked to be diversity recruiters
Mm-hmm.
right around 2017.
Mm-hmm.
It became the new buzzword.
Buzzword. Yep.
And then, we had diverse slate, which is something like I was learning all of this because I'd never heard of this stuff before. And I want you to tell a story, but I've had some rough hiring managers that
Mm-hmm.
flat out ask, where are the white guys?
Mm-hmm.
Team full of white men. Diverse slate is at 100%. So what people don't understand is diverse slate is a percentage of people are African Americans, Hispanic Americans, or women
Mm-hmm.
that have to be interviewed along with white males.
Yep.
Because a lot of times what's happening is they might interview 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
You might have one male that's African American or Hispanic, maybe one woman, and 8 white males,
Mm-hmm.
which happened a lot because I've been in HR since '08. So they said, we're going to set diverse slate percentages, and most of them are at 50%,
Yep.
which means for every one white male, you have to interview a woman or a man of color, woman of any color, but a man. So because they want diversity of thought.
Right.
This position was 100% diverse slate. They didn't want any white males at this particular company. I'm not going to say the name of the company. I sent him, after going through the intake call, I sent him 8 people. I get called into a meeting. My manager's there, his manager's there. He's like, where are the white guys? They went like this. We're like, what? Because I'm in the meeting and I'm like, hold up. Did you not know
Mm-hmm.
that's why I
They,
was brought here?
no.
And they don't. They're
No.
like the information travels one way. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
travel all through the company. And it was so tough. I wound up leaving the company because in my mind, if somebody sent me to work there, sent my mother, my sister, a significant other, my daughter, I would be upset
Yep.
because I know what they're getting into being a part of his team. He
It's
said, go ahead.
it's the Rooney Rule. I'm a football guy, so it's the
Yes.
Rooney Rule where you just have to. I have to put on an act or do this to ultimately, at some point, unless in your instance where it's 100%, I have to go through the motions to then hire the person I was going to hire in the beginning, if I
Mm-hmm.
can. And that drives me crazy because it's time wasting. Don't get me excited about an opportunity if I never had it to begin with.
And it's like there was buzzwords, I'm sure of things that they would say. But then it was just like I had a person that literally would not look at a resume until they put it through spell check.
Mm.
And he was kicking people out because he didn't like the way their names were spelled. So you know who names he didn't like that were spelled.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had to deal with things like that. And people be like, why are you so upset? Because I'm like, that's me.
That's me.
That's me looking for this job. That's my children. Those are people I grew up with. And we can't get in those doors. And people don't know how hard it is. And this is the other part that, and you're gonna laugh at this too. I literally was doing internship recruiting
Mm-hmm.
for a farm company, and people they were making more than me as the recruiter for internships. And I'm like, I need you to change your resume. to your first name dot last name at stanford.edu.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to change. You want me to do this. People don't know how hard it is for us as recruiters to get you in front of hiring managers.
Yeah.
I tell them on average, 200 to 300 candidates, we get you down to 15 to 20 on most occasions. I'm going to talk to about 10. And if
Mm-hmm.
I don't get all 10, then I'm going to go to the other ones. And then I'm going to send the hiring manager 3 to 5.
3 to 5 max.
You are the creme de la creme of everybody who's, but if we as a recruiter say, hey, do this on your interview because I heard you do this, or we're not trying to change you. We know how hard that next level is, and we're trying to get you in that seat. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So my thing is, in my early years, and even some of the things that I'm doing now, it was a little bit lower level, but you read resumes, and sometimes I go, I wish we would do better. And I get the names because I see them and I automatically know sometimes, or
Mm-hmm.
what's worse is the emails, and we'll get on that momentarily.
Yes.
It's you look and you go, okay, I know that that's a person of color, that's a black man, that's a black woman. So much so, and I've put so much thought into this. I don't have any children yet. I lucked up. If you read my resume, it says Aaron Nicholas Giles II. When you see that, you're not quite sure. And when you answer the phone and I show you, hello, Mr. Darren. Hey, yep, this is Aaron. How can I help you? Nope, fantastic. All right. You have no idea who I am on that phone until I walk in the door. And I'm hoping at that point, it's too late. I'm hoping that
Mm-hmm.
my credentials have spoke for me. However, that doesn't work for everyone. So for every Letitia, my wife's name is Deshira, all of those names, we work so hard to put you in front of them. I will tell somebody, hey, listen, the manager's going to ask XYZ, how good are you with this? I want you to be prepared because you're already up against a wall.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be twice as good every day. I tell that to people in some of the lower level roles that I've had people that I said, hey, do you have a tie? No? Come see me tomorrow before your interview. There'll be one at my desk. We as recruiters are tasked with finding the right talent, but we are also tasked with finding the right person.
Mm-hmm.
I believe wholeheartedly that flipping the paper over and talking to the person sometimes is more important. And that's where I say when you look at the people that I've gone to school with, and I want us to be great. I try to put us in a position. Anybody that went to an HBCU, I try to put them in a position for growth. My network is a bunch of people from HBCUs because we want to see each other grow. You have to have the right credentials. Now, I'm not going to try to force you if I don't think that you're the right person or have the right background. However, I know that other people have an easier time. I also will forewarn somebody if I know the salary. Hey, listen, I know that you said that you wanted XYZ. That's below the median or the low level for this role. So when they ask you, ask them back because I don't want you to shortchange yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I get a thrill out of calling someone who told me they wanted to make 50 and offer them 70. That makes my day. What do you mean, Seth? There was one lady I remember specifically because she was an administrative assistant. She told me 40. I just want to make 40. I want to stay where I am. I want to be content. When I gave her 55, you'd have thought I made her life
Mm-hmm.
because she would have never thought to ask for that. She looked just like me, older black lady, was just not trying to price herself out. So that we deal with a lot, and again, we still have to be fair and we have to be equitable for everyone. But at the same time, it's you see a Penn State or you see a Trevor or an Elizabeth or all of those things, you go, yeah, they'll probably take that one. And let me convince you why Victor may be an option as well.
You have sort of the same story. My name is Wilfred Mark Johnson II, and I went to the University of Northern Iowa. You will not believe some of the looks I get when they say Wilfred,
Mm-hmm.
and I stand up.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Chicago. This lady actually said, no, I said Wilfred. I said, oh, I know. That's
Yep.
me.
I tried outside of the school I went to, I tried to remove any way for you to know my background before I walk through that door. I've taken off, groups that I'm affiliated with, off of resumes, because I want to get the opportunity to stand in front of you and then for you to tell me no. If I stood in
Hmm.
front of you, gave you my best shot, and for whatever reason was told no, I can live with that.
Yep.
The other side of it is I want to get the opportunity to do so, because if you read, Tyrone Jenkins, you automatically assume that I don't have the credentials, and I do. And I can
Yep.
probably do it as well, if not better, than this person that you're trying to put me in that